another edition of the Tyrone Shorter Show here on PowerCatsTV. I'm your host, Robbie Donahoe. The Wildcats impressive last week here at home on our Night of Champions as they defeated Yazoo City 49-0. We now welcome in your head coach of the Wildcats, Tyrone Shorter. And Coach, that scoreboard looked pretty nice at the end of the game. Got the shutout, got the offense working, even got the 2s and 3s sometimes. So, I mean, do you take away any negatives from that game, I guess? I want to pick and prod you for this one now.
Well, the kids had fun. Friday night was awesome. Have all of those guys come back from the previous state championship teams, and just to have those guys out there on that field on Friday night, and the guys saw what it was all about. Everything that we talked about when we first came in here in February is about the tradition of this program and the pride, and the guys saw that. But Friday night, it was just, the kids just had fun. We turned on film, it seemed like we did everything right, everything. So I think everybody kind of graded out, at least a B+ on Friday night. So, but I was excited to see a lot of the young guys get a chance and get an opportunity to get that experience, especially the quarterback positions. Both our backup quarterbacks played a lot, so I was anxious to see what they really look like on film. So we got a good chance of seeing them on film. So and all of our other guys got a chance to play, and that was awesome to me.
How do you keep this team hungry now going into district play? Because the past two games were relatively easy victories. I mean, you still had to get out there and play, but now going forward, every team from here on out wants, we got the target on our backs now. Everyone wants to beat Louisville. How do you keep this team hungry and focused on the goal?
Well, the way we prepare weekly. I keep telling our guys that we got to be consistent every week, and we also have to come in and prepare every week. And I'm not going to allow these guys to look at a team and look at their records and say, well, this is an easy game. I keep reminding these guys that anybody can get beat. Any team can get beat on any given Friday. So we're going to approach one game at a time. And the guys are having fun. They're excited. We came in this week getting ready to start division play. And they excited. The practice yesterday was great. I'm expecting to have another great practice today. And keep telling the guys that the month of October and the month of November is the most important months of the season. August and September prepare you for October and November. So they know what's in front of them. We're getting ready to start division play. And this game Friday night is a must win. You want to go in your first division game and win it. So, and then most of the time you'll be in the driver's seat after that.
Well, we know this is the Tyrone Shorter Show, but the head coach is nothing without his coaching staff, and we welcome in our defensive coordinator of the Wildcats, Coach Richardson. And, Coach, good to have you on for the first time, by the way. I know Coach Shorter mentions a lot about you, but just defensively, it seems like this team has really just come a long ways, especially even since the Starkville game. This team's come a long ways over the past 2 weeks. How's that developed over these last few weeks?
Well, it's a process. A lot of people think that we had a lot of players coming back from last year, but we really only returned 2 starters off of last year's state championship defense. So we've had a lot of young guys that have stepped up. They've picked up the scheme. We're doing a little bit more defense than last year, but at the same time, we're trying to keep it simple so the kids can play fast.
Are you a believer in the defense wins championships philosophy?
Oh, yes, 100%, 100%. If the other team doesn't score, then usually you win.
This defense, for all intents and purposes, it's kind of been 4 shutouts, I guess, this year. Technically only 1, I guess, or 1 or 2 on the scoreboard, but just this defense, it's not a bend but don't break defense. It's a you're not scoring on us defense. How is that being a part of that?
Well, that's really our focus. Once we set that standard, and we set that standard in the spring ball going into it, was our whole focus was to shut down opposing offenses. And like you said, we've only had West Point and Starkville were the only 2 teams that actually scored on the first team defense. So, with that said, each week by week, we're trying to get better. We're trying to improve. We have plenty of things to improve on, correct mistakes. But the sky's the limit for these young guys. They're excited and they're really a joy to work with.
We look forward to seeing what the defense is going to produce Friday on the road at Northeast Lauderdale. Coach Rich, we appreciate the time. We'll see you on Friday.
Appreciate you now.
We now welcome in our player of the week from the win over Yazoo City, Niselbyion Kirk. And if you watch the PowerCats TV game day replay, it's because of that crazy touchdown that he had. It seemed like a simple route that he then turned 75 yards. Was it 75 yards?
Yeah, it was 75.
75 yards for a touchdown. Now, Niselbyion, I know how good this receiving core is, but being one part of it, just how far y'all have come, just how has that come about over time with this receiving core?
It's really just a bond. Like, we all close, during school and everything, and I'll just play around, just laugh and everything. After you build a bond with somebody, you create chemistry, and then y'all just click like that. You're happy for your brother when you get a touchdown, jumping and everything. We just got this family. It's a bond.
42 points in the first half last week. You think that was all right? You think you can do better than that?
Yeah, I can do better. I say about 70.
70? Okay, I like that. Just the offense as a whole, y'all have really come together over these last few weeks, especially since the Starkville game. It just seems like everything's starting to click now. How has that happened just over these past 2 weeks?
It's just binding everything that's going on. At the beginning of the year, we had a couple problems. People wasn't liking what was going on, but after we got into it and had a little fun, all you gotta do is just have fun out there, and everything gonna click. Everything gonna go the way.
Expectations the rest of the year for you? What should we expect out of Niselbyion out there for the rest of the season?
Man, I don't know. I'm just gonna play the game, have fun. I feel like if I do that, then everything will fall in place. I get the big yard, big runs, big catches, and I feel like this is gonna happen.
I think we'll see a few more big catches out of you this season. Niselbyion, we appreciate the time. Good luck coming up on Friday.
All right, appreciate it. Oh, go Cats, let's go.
Now welcome back in Coach Shorter. And Coach, Northeast Lauderdale, these Lauderdale schools are new to Louisville, haven't had them in the division for a while. So Northeast Lauderdale, primarily a running team. Again, another one of those teams that don't look at the record. They got athletes out there. So how do you prepare for a team like Northeast Lauderdale that we haven't seen in a while?
Yeah, and Northeast Lauderdale run an offense, what a lot of people call it the wing T. I think it's
old-time football right
there. It's old-timey wishbone, but then they just put the guys out on the wings now, and they changed the name up to a wing T. It's a difficult offense to prepare for because you have to be disciplined. And plus, a team like ours, especially defensively, we so fast, it's the perfect offense for us. So it slows us down. We really have to be disciplined because this style of offense they run can hurt you. So we really have to be focused, and we got to stay disciplined. And every guy has an assignment to do. You can't do anybody else's assignment this week. You got to do your own assignment. If you don't, you can get hurt with this offense. So it's an offense that you normally don't see anymore because everybody's going to the spread now. But kind of like last year's state championship against Poplarville, that style of offense. So it's a challenge for us because we have to be disciplined.
And we'll see if we can keep that winning streak going coming up Friday when the Wildcats do take on Northeast Lauderdale. It will be a road game. Kickoff time, 7 o'clock p.m. Northeast Lauderdale, for those of you who are just wondering, north side of Meridian. So just come on down and check out the Wildcats as they look to keep their winning ways going against the Trojans. For Tyrone Shorter, I'm Robbie Donahoe. Thanks for watching. We'll see you Friday night on the road with your PowerCats at Northeast Lauderdale.